Hey, what's up, guys? This is MugenLord here, and there's a lot to discuss in the realm of fighting games. But before we dive right into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button because it definitely helps out the channel, and hit that bell to be notified for more fighting game updates in the near future. So let us dive into it. Today's topic, we'll be talking about Arc System Works, because Arc System Works has been the topic of discussion over the weekend because there was a fighting game event called CEO Otaku 2022, where Arc System Works made some incredible announcements that many people were surprised that it ever happened. And what I'm talking about here, well, it looks like that Guilty Gear Xrd Rev 2 is definitely getting rollback netcode, and it was trending over Twitter for some time. I got on the internet and just seen everybody talking about Rev 2, and I had no idea what it was all about until I looked into my feed and people were talking about that it finally received rollback. Now, many people are surprised and didn't expect this to happen, but if you look at their past history from Arc System Works, is that they've been going back, just putting rollback to a lot of their previous titles, starting with Guilty Gear XX Acid Core Plus R, and then BlazBlue Central Fiction, and then BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, Persona 4 Arena Ultramax, and Dragon Ball Fighters. I mean, now all we're waiting for is Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, which I believe is going to eventually happen sometime soon. We just got to cross our fingers because they're not done announcing anything Grand Blue as a franchise is concerned. So we're not sure, or just hold on tight. We'll get some news on that. But in the meantime, I think this is really important. If you guys haven't been paying attention, Arc System Works been working on their own Battle League circuit, and I think this is one of the main things and the main reasons why that they really want to put emphasis on bringing rollback netcode into a lot of their older titles, so there's a wide variety of different games that they can host in their circuit. I think these circuits are starting to become the norm now, and I'm starting to see a lot of our favorite fighting game developers create these battle circuits for the community, especially the competitive community. I love watching competitive games, even if I'm not a fan of some of the games or not good at some of these games. I just love seeing high level competition from a lot of these fighting games, and it seems like Arc System Works is really leading the charge with implementing rollback netcode into their games. And I think this is a perfect way to keep people in their ecosystem, in their community, with their games. So whenever they release newer projects, they are guaranteed more sales and guaranteed to grow their install base each and every time they create new games in their library. And they can actually take more risk in creating new IP as well, because they're cultivating a strong community with these battle leagues. So kudos to them. Now, a thing that really caught my attention, I noticed a lot of people on Twitter was also making memes about them, ditching Guilty Gear Strive and wanting to go back into Xrd Rev 2 for the simple fact that the rollback has implemented. And a lot of people has been debating about how Rev 2 is a much better game than Guilty Gear Strive, and that's up for debate depending on who you talk to. But will this have some type of negative impact on Guilty Gear Strive as a whole, since there are people that's having discussions about just ditching the game, that there's no reason to invest in the game anymore now that their favorite game has rollback netcode, and many people are now creating guides to get more people into Rev 2. So I definitely want to hear your thoughts about that. Do you think this is going to hurt Guilty Gear Strive, or do you think this Rev 2 with rollback netcode is a good complement to the Guilty Gear community as a whole? So I definitely like to hear your thoughts in the comment sections below. But one tweet that really caught my interest the most was from Jayuna from Anime Illuminati. You can go check out his channel as well. He had made a post saying that BlazBlue died so that Guilty Gear can live, and I didn't know what he meant by that until I started just doing a little bit more research, and it finds out that the creator of BlazBlue, Mori Tashimichi, is leaving Arc System Works after 20 years. Wow, I really feel old at this point, but he's definitely leaving. There's not much said to why he's leaving. It does sound like that he'll still be creating games, but it seems like he just won't continue to work at Arc System Works. So what does this mean for BlazBlue as a series? Will Arc System Works stop working or stop making BlazBlue games? Or will a younger or a newer team will come in and just continue to push the series forward. We just want to wait and see. Will it be the same now that Mori Tachimichi has left the studio? So I definitely want to hear your thoughts on that. I think this is quite interesting. And the thing is, I don't really have a deep personal connection with BlazBlue. What BlazBlue had released as a game, I still wasn't really into the Arc System library of games at all at the time. So I really didn't get much into it until BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, because at this time I'm more groomed into fighting games even more and willing to expose myself to different fighting games. So that's why I tend to enjoy BlazBlue now and want to go back and try Central Fiction as well. But I wanted to hear your thoughts. How will this impact BlazBlue as a series moving forward now that Mori Tachimichi isn't there? Last but not least, let's talk about the big DNF Duel patch. There's a balance patch that's supposed to be coming. Now, as far as DNF Duel is concerned, many people are concerned of whether or not that this game is going to survive, if it's going to last for the rest of 2022, because there has been little information or whether or not there's going to be any new seasons as far as DLC is concerned, and also patches for updating the characters. Now, there was a patch a little while ago that many people was hoping to be something much bigger, but it was a much smaller patch to, you know, nerf a few characters, or mainly one character in particular, that everybody seemed to hate at the time, especially during some of the events and the tournaments for DNF Duel. So now that we have this big announcement, many people was hoping that, hey, are we going to get some new characters? What's going on? Well, it seemed like that the producers, the developers behind DNF Duel, Kadani, had pretty much stated that there will be a big balance patch coming in December. So you guys will have to wait a little bit longer. They have yet to reveal whether or not there will be DLC just yet, but from what they have been discussing, it sounds like that there are some hints pointing towards that, but a lot of fans is just grasping for any form of information, and many people are still upset, say, wow, we still have to wait a few more months until we even get a bigger patch. But the good thing about this, with this patch, they plan on rebalancing the entire cast, and they're only aiming to buff characters. And this has been a debate when it comes to fighting games in general. Most people within the competitive community with fighting games tend to not like when characters are nerfed. They tend to wish that everybody just get buffed rather than nerfed, to pretty much buff people up to the characters that are dominating the game, so it keeps all the fun aspects to those characters rather than removing some of those tools and fun aspects and creativities to the characters that people love. But they plan on buffing the rest of the cast, and I think that's what people love about DNF Duel. Now, many people think that especially here in the West, a lot of people think it's going to hang on much longer, but a lot of people are trying to fight that narrative for the fact is that there's still a lot of people playing, especially in Japan. It's pretty popular in Japan. They had a big turnout at some of their events in Japan for DNF Duel. So a lot of people are still really enjoying this game. It's just a matter of when we're going to get some news for DLC and waiting for that big patch to happen. Hold on tight and just wait for more announcements. But that pretty much wraps up today's video when it comes to Arc System Works and a ton of their news that they have going on for their titles. And it's really good to see that the fans are getting what they want, especially Guilty Gear Revelator 2 fans finally get the Rollback netcode, which is only coming to Steam. We don't know if it's coming to consoles just yet, but as far as that's concerned, Steam is definitely going to have a beta for it in October, so you guys will be able to get your hands on it and give it try it out for yourself. But I love to see a community that's just growing and just getting more fans that's being added and introduced to such a wonderful series altogether. So I definitely want to hear your thoughts on the director of BlazBlue leaving the studio, Arc System Works, and how do you feel about Guilty Gear Strive Revelator 2 getting rolled back? Do you think this is going to hurt Guilty Gear Strive in any way? Definitely to hear your thoughts on that. And what do you think about DNF Duel in this patch and not hearing anything as far as new seasons and characters are concerned? So if you like the video, hit that like button. It definitely helps me get recommended in the YouTube algorithm. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button once again, and hit that bell to be notified for more fighting game news in the near future. This is MugenLord signing off. I'll see you game fiends later. Peace out.